Your cinnamon babka is dry or looks like a hot mess? Well, look no further because this cinnamon babka recipe is always perfect, gooey, and delicious. Make sure to stay until the end as I will share with you how to shape your cinnamon babka 3 ways and some great ideas to up your babka game for the holidays. So let's jump into it. Place in a bowl half a cup of lukewarm water with 2 teaspoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of yeast. Then mix everything together thoroughly and set it aside covered for 5 to 10 minutes until it bubbles. In a food processor by hand or in a bowl of a stand mixer fitted with dough hooks, mix together 4.5 cups of flour, 1/3 of a cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Then mix everything together until fully combined. In a separate bowl, add 3/4 cup of melted vegan butter or margarine with half a cup of almond milk. Mix everything together, then set it aside. Add your proofed yeast to the flour, then mixed on the lowest speed. Add the butter and milk mixture, then mix until fully combined. Finally, add the eggs one at a time, making sure to incorporate them fully before adding the other egg. Continue mixing the dough until it begins to come together. After about 3 to 5 minutes of mixing, raise the speed to medium-high and mix for another 5 to 10 minutes until the dough is shiny and elastic. Place your dough on your working surface and form a ball by pulling the dough towards you while applying pressure, and repeat the same movement until you have formed a ball. Grease a large bowl. Then place your dough in that bowl. Oil the top of your dough, cover it, and let it rise at room temperature until it has doubled in size about 1 to 2 hours. For the cinnamon filling, add 3 cups of brown sugar, 1/3 of a cup of flour, 3 tablespoons of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, 6 tablespoons of melted vegan butter or margarine, then 3 egg whites. Mix everything together until it is fully combined. It should form a thick and shiny filling. Put your cinnamon filling aside until you're ready to use it. When your dough is ready, you should have about 1.2 kilograms of dough. Cut your dough in 3 equal parts. It should be about 360 grams per piece of dough. Flour thoroughly your working station as well as your rolling pin. Roll your dough in a rectangle shape until the rectangle is about 9 by 17 inches and about 1/6 of an inch in thickness. Spread your amazing cinnamon filling everywhere on your babka dough. Make sure to leave about 1 inch on the sides of your dough to avoid for the filling to ooze out and to have an easier time rolling out your babka. Now would be the perfect time to add any filling to your babka like dried apples and raisins for ROSH HASHANAH. Working from the longest side of your dough, form a lip and roll up your dough working fast. To avoid for the dough to warm up to your fingers and stick, a pro tip is to use the side of your fingers to roll your babka in a log. It helps for your babka to be rolled more evenly as well. Once the dough is fully shaped, roll it a few times to even out the filling and form a straight and equal log. Pinch the ends for the filling to stay inside. Then cut your babka straight down the middle, but leave about 1 inch on one of the ends for the twisting to be easier. Twist both pieces around each other, making sure the filling is exposed to maximize the layers effect in your cinnamon babka. For the classic babka bread, put your babka in a loaf pan, tucking the edges under the babka. Rearrange the layers to show the filling for the most beautiful cinnamon babka. As promised, here are 3 other ways you can shape your babka: as a crown, a rose, and a wreath. For the crown and the wreath, you will do the classic babka prep: fill, roll, cut, and twist. For the crown, put your dough in a baking sheet. Form the crown. Don't worry if it's not perfect, we can always cover everything with confectioner sugar. For the rose, you will fill, roll, and cut your dough, leaving an inch at the top of your dough. But then you will roll it unto itself. When you arrive at the junction, cut a little bit more to create a soft curve and continue rolling your cinnamon babka unto itself. For the wreath, fill, roll, cut, and twist. Then roll the twist unto itself, tucking the end under the babka. Cover your babka and let it rise for an hour to an hour and a half or overnight in the fridge. Bake for 35 minutes or until the internal temperature is 185 degrees Fahrenheit. While the babka is baking, combine 1 cup of sugar, 2/3 of a cup of water, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Bring to a boil on medium-high heat. Once it comes to a boil, remove from the heat and swirl it around to ensure that all the sugar is dissolved. If you want, you can also add fruits in the syrup and let them cook thoroughly to add flavor to your syrup. I like to use apple to make my own apple syrup recipe from scratch, especially as a ROSH HASHANAH dessert. About 20 to 25 minutes into baking, spoon about half the syrup onto the baking babka. Then put it back in the oven. When your babka is fully baked and the internal temperature has reached 185 degrees Fahrenheit, take the babka out of the oven and immediately drizzle or brush the remaining syrup on top of all 3 babkas. It may seem like a lot of syrup, but this will ensure a moist and gooey babka. Cover your cinnamon babka with a clean tea towel for 15 minutes to have the most soft and moist babka. Enjoy your amazing, delicious yet easy cinnamon babka that is perfect every time. This babka recipe can be dressed up for Shabbat and the holidays like ROSH HASHANAH with a simple apple syrup, streusel, or even enjoyed every day as a decadent snack or breakfast. If you are here until the end, write Shana Tova or Happy New Year in the comments so I know I'm not alone. Thank you for being here. It means the world to me. I wish you a Shana Tova, a year filled with love, fulfillment, and above all, good health. I would encourage you to watch these 2 videos as a follow-up. Until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and don't forget to FRUM it up.